Hi everybody. This video is going to show you how to assemble the dangle charm, the Christmas dangle charm that we have available in the online store and in the store in Guelph. So I'm going to go through all the pieces with you and then how to assemble it. So you have a length of chain, you have 2 head pins which just have a flat end on them. You have 3 eye pins that look like this. You have 2 green pearls, 1 green crystal, 2 red crystals, 1 red pearl, 3 small white pearls. You have 3 bead caps. In jump rings, you've got 2 large, 2 small, and 7 medium. You have a lobster clasp, and you have 6 charms. You have a gift, a snowflake, a little gingerbread man, a Santa, a pair of mittens, a tree, and a red and a green bell. All right, so that's everything that you need to do your assembly. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to take a large, just checking to see if that's what I used, a large head pin, a large jump ring. And we are, actually, let me just think for a second. Yes, we'll use a large pin, or a large jump ring, I don't know why I want to keep calling them pins, and loop it through one of the chain links, like this, and then attach the lobster clasp to that. Then what you want to do is you want to take a couple of pliers or snips, whatever, just don't squeeze too hard if you're using actual wire cutters, and you want to just then squeeze those together like that. So that's giving you your clasp on the end here. You're then going to take a medium-sized ring, jump ring, open that up, and sometimes it's hard to figure out where the break-in is on it, and attach the tree, the Christmas tree, to that. So we have this piece right here. Okay, so we're going to put that through this ring here. So it's right up at the top by the lobster clasp. And give that a squeeze together like that. I think I may try to bring this in a little closer. There we go. Now pull this one down so you can see it as it's being assembled. There we go. Okay, so after that, the next one that we're going to do is with a medium jump ring, but first we want to attach it to an eye pin. So we're going to start the eye pin with a bead cap at the top. And so you put the bead cap through the eye pin like that. Then we're going to attach the green lava rock, which is missing in mine. So give me 1 minute and I'm going to grab the lava rock. I happen to have had a little pussycat up here in my stuff just before I started. Okay, so I've got my bead cap on there. So now I'm going to put on my lava rock like this. Then I'm going to attach my pearl, my little white pearl. Whoops. Sometimes they want to run away on you. And I'm just putting that on there like that. Okay. once I have those 3 pieces, what I want to do is I want to cut off this excess here. So I'm going to snip it off with my, so I just do like really the, you know, about the length of my finger, my pad of my finger, about a 1/2 inch or so. Actually, should make that a little bit shorter. Turn these around. Doesn't want to cut. And I need to get new pliers. There we go. I'm using the wrong ones. And then what you want to do is just grab this and using your wrist, just give that a good twirl around. And now I may have cut it a little short, but we will make it work. Straighten it up. Give it a squeeze so you actually have a little ring now on the bottom end. Whoops. And it can be finicky when you don't want to make mistakes. Of course, that's when you make a mistake. So I'm trying to, there we go. So I have a little ring now on the end here. And I'm going to attach another medium jump ring with the snowflake on that. And I'm going to attach it to the bottom through that ring, or through that loop that I made. If I can see what I'm doing. And then my loop's a little tight there. Open that up a bit and then I'll squeeze it back. Put my jump ring through there. Oops. It's getting away on me. Put my jump ring on there. Grab a hold of that. Give that a squeeze. Push that ring together so it won't come apart. Now I'm going to attach that onto there, onto the bottom after the white pearl. Maybe. Come on. Just trying to hold everything in place while we do this. Take this, slide it on there, and now I can give that a squeeze and close it up. Push the ring down. And squeeze it closed. I actually did cut it a little too close, so I don't have a lot of room to work with it. So I'm just squeezing that, and that's complete. Okay. Now, if you're finding that you've got a lot of room in between there, mine is a little loose, so you can go back, push it back up together. Yeah, I definitely cut this too short. So you want it at least like the length of your finger this way when you're trimming these things down. Otherwise you're going to end up with this nonsense like I have, where my ring is floating up to the top. So you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to snip it off and we're going to do it again. So I'm going to take again my eye ring, and I'm going to attach my bead cap. You're going to see the difference now. So the lava rock, sometimes with the lava rock with all the little bumps on it, it's hard to see it where the hole is. Okay, we're going to do this again. So I'm going to go about the length of my finger this time. Snap that piece off, and now it's giving me enough to twirl this around. Okay. There we go. I mean, you can even twirl it around twice if you want, which is better than not being able to twirl it at all. And then if you want, trim that excess off. So there we go. That's much better. And now with the medium jump ring through the star, or snowflake rather, I'm going to attach that. See how much easier it is when you leave yourself enough room. But now you can see what not to do, or how much more difficult it is if you don't leave yourself enough room there. Okay, now you can start to attach these right away to your bracelet, or you can wait until they're all done and then get an idea of where you want them to be. So this one we actually want to have up close to the top here. So I'm going to take another medium ring, and I'm going to attach that through the top of the head pin, and then I'm going to put it up close to the top where the lobster clasp is. So I'm just trying to see here. Oops. If the chain was just a little bit bigger, sorry if my head is getting in the way, but it just doesn't want to work for me. So I can't see. Nope, I didn't get it through. It's almost like this jump ring is a little bit bigger. Just wants to be too fat to go through. Okay, so I've got it through rather than you watching me trying to do that, because the minute I paused the camera, I got it through. And again, I'm squeezing these closed. There we go. And that one's closed, okay? So that's at the top end. All right, the next one I want to do is, again, now this is with a head pin. Is it the head pin? Just bear with me here. That's the charm and the snowflake. No, we're going to use another eye pin. So I've got my eye pin here, and we are going to do a pearl first. bottom. Okay, then we want a red bead, running away, red bead, and then put a bead cap. Through the center, and then a green bead. All right, and again, we're going to snip off the extra here, so leave yourself enough room to work. Yeah, definitely have to get rid of those other ones. And give it a good twirl with your wrist all the way around. Squeeze it so it's flat and close to the bead, so there's no or very little wiggle room there. Then I can take off that little excess piece. I've got my ring there, and now I'm taking another medium jump ring. Oops. And I'm going to attach it to there, and I'm going to come down, using this top one here as an example. I'm going to go down like a thumbnail length. And now, if you don't like where you've put them at this point, you can always, rearrange them later if you feel that they're too far apart or they're too close. And there we go. Got that through. Grab it. Tighten it up. Squeeze it together. All right, so that's now, there's my clasp, and there's my two charms. Now, I do find that this one is just a little too close. It's not giving me enough of a dangle. So I'm going to undo it now, because there's no sense in getting them all on there and then going back if I already know that it's a little closer than what I want it to that one. So unhook it. So, holding this, I think I want to start, if I'm holding this down, I'm going to want to start the next one around here. So let me put my ring through. My charm on there again. Give it a squeeze. And you do want to be sure that they are, your jump rings are, you squeeze them together really well. Okay, so the next one now, I'm actually going to use a head pin, which is this one here. All right, so it's got no ring on the bottom. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a red crystal and I'm going to slide that on. Then I'm going to take the little mittens, slide those on. I am going to take the bell and slide the green bell on there. Okay, so I've got those three pieces on there. Going finger length again, snip off that excess. Oh, I insist on grabbing the wrong ones every time. Snap that off. And now again, we want to give that a good turn. This might be a little long, so I'm going to snip that. And give that a good turn. So just twisting my wrist around to get that to go around. And there we go. And then you want to straighten it out. And then you also don't want to have a gap in there because we're going to attach a jump ring. A little squeeze, make sure it's held together. And I'm going to grab another ring, medium ring. And again, I'm going to try and judge. I'm going to come down about this far, about an inch down, and attach my jump ring in there, and attach this piece on. Whoops. There goes my bell off of there. And this is what will happen if you don't close that in really tight, is that the pieces will come off. Give that a little pull open. You know, you think you have it tight enough, and then just one little thing wants to slide off there. So we will try that again. There we go. That should do the job. Oops. And now we're going to attach that to the D-ring on there. Nope, wants to come off again. Did I say this was finicky? I think I did. So I'm going to attach this on first, and then I will give it another squeeze. So I'm going to squeeze those two together. Push them in close. Like that. And then I'm just going to check the other part. And I think everything is secure now. So we should be good. You can always shake them around later and see if something just didn't go right. Okay, so the next one, again, we need to attach it with a ring. Yeah. So we're going to attach, just checking here to see what rings I need. So I need this big ring, is going to be for the Santa. This one here is going to have a small ring. That one can have that. I'm just lining these up now so it's a little easier for me. And I'm missing a little, oh, here it is, my little pearl. So I have a head bead and my pearl and my present. And so this one here, is another head bead, or sorry, head pin. Okay, so not an eye pin, but it's a head pin. And what we're attaching now is the gingerbread man, or the gingerbread man. So we want to put our green crystal. Okay, then we could put our gingerbread man. Now, if you've got enough clasps, you can put a little clasp on there. And then he can wiggle around a little more. If not, you can just put that right through onto the pin. The mittens I did not attach with an extra jump ring, but I'll attach the extra jump ring on this one, just so you can see. All it's doing is just giving it a little room to move around on there. Okay, so I've got him on, and then I'm putting my red bell. And some reason I have now, yep, I don't need that one. So I'm putting my bell through, and this is going to be my jump ring for up there. This is going to be my jump ring for up there. So I'm going to snap off. There. Oops. And now I'm going to twist that end. Okay, so I just stopped it to put this together instead of you guys trying to watch. I'm trying to make sure that you can see my hands and do this at the same time, and it's just a little more difficult doing it that way. Okay, so I've got my little hoop now twisted on the end of there. I'm going to take this jump ring, attach it on, and this again is a medium jump ring. I am attaching it onto the end of there. Maybe. Hold it with this. Goodness gracious. There we go. It says I don't want to go through there. Okay, and again about ½ inch to an inch depending on your own preference. And sliding that through the chain. And closing up that jump ring. Giving it a good squeeze together so it won't come apart. All right, so that's what we've got so far. Yeah, and that one just came off on me. That's why I say you want to jingle it around. Make sure you've got them all really good and tight on there. And I obviously didn't have that one done up tightly. So I'm just going to slide that back on. I like just listening to it dingling. And I'm going to grab it with the two. There we go. Okay, so our next one here again is with an eye ring, and we are going to, this time we're attaching, we can attach the gift to the end first, and we're just going to attach it with a small jump ring. Open that up a bit. through here, through the gift, whoops. Don't do this on a day where you've got klutzy fingers, because you will end up tossing it across the room, losing patience. Okay, so then once that's attached onto the bottom there, then I'm going to put my little white pearl on here. You find the hole in it. My white pearl, and then my red crystal, and my bead cap. And again, I'm going to snap off you can buy these pins shorter, but I like to be able to have them long so that if I decided I wanted to add more beads on there, I could, and then I can snap it off to whatever length I want to have it. So it just gives me a little room to work with it. And there we go. And again with the medium-sized ring, I'm going to attach that through there, and then I'm going to go down about an inch and attach that on. I never get it in the first time. There we go. And then the last one you want to add on is your large charm on the end. And this is pretty straightforward. You're just putting the ring through there. I like to have a little bit of chain dangling after the Santa. If you don't, you can cut it off, or you could put the Santa right on the very end and then just attach him on. Oops. I told you I never get it on the first shot. And I have to kind of also look over my glasses when I do this to get it in there. Squeeze it closed, make sure they're good together. And that is, oh my goodness, that one wanted to fall off again. I'm going to, I think, redo that pin. But just got enough of a gap in there. So I'm going to give it another little twist. Close it up really well, because it obviously wants to give me some grief. And yes, it does. Oops, and now I got a runaway bell. The bell back on. So yeah, you want to just make sure that you get those really snug when you're doing your little twist to create that loop on the end. Because otherwise these things want to just keep coming off. So I am not going to keep fiddling with that. I will fix that after. So it's got to be attached back onto here. So this is what your whole charm looks like. So you've got your dangling charm. If you don't like the distance between, as I said, you can move this up. You can move, you know, these ones up and then cut your chain a little shorter. Or if your album, you know, the edge of the album you're putting it on is shorter, then you're going to want to obviously make less distance in between as well. So that's how you put the dangle charm together. Thank you.